So I really hope, Your Honor, that your brother didn't end up with the undead.
Yes, me too.
Me as well.
If there's one thing I think we don't like, it's undead. Because you seem very terrified of them, and you literally won't stop talking about them. So, I've
Noticed that too, did you?
Yes, I'm quite perceptive, you know.
Yes, well...
Well, use that to give me the last 2 levels of quality to find the trail.
Yes.
Is it heading in the direction of the undead?
No, actually
Good.
it's not.
Us.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yes, well, we are a team. I'm in charge, but we're still a team. So we will follow these footprints and see where they lead.
This might be a good time for me to retry my glow sphere.
Mm-hmm.
If some time has passed and I can try this without a penalty.
You can, in this case, again, take your time to double the time you use to cast the spell to get a +1 modifier.
Okay, well, I will definitely do that.
You're not in a hurry.
And
it's a 1 action spell, so if you take your time, it's like done.
that would be 1 level of quality on the glow sphere spell, which the light is as bright as a candle. And I will...
Very impressive.
Better than nothing.
Yes, well...
But it actually doesn't give you any bonus on the tracking if it's just at the level of a candle.
I will go ahead and make that a torch.
Okay. So now you get a
Good job.
+1 when looking for the track.
Ooh. Okay.
I keep looking at the ground,
one
looking for
last
trails of Hagen, of Stormrock.
Okay, we're still tracking.
You've already followed the track
Okay.
away from the amoeba. It's just that you're not quite sure whether he rested here or not, and where he went when he picked up again.
Maybe
so
we should
one last time.
call his name and see if he answers.
How fresh are the...
I'm not
Roll
quite
and I'll
sure
tell
if
you.
you want to raise your voice very loud
This might not be a
in
good
these
idea.
woods. We might attract unwanted company.
Hmm.
So Zinshiv is...
You roll for tracking again? Or
Yeah, one last time for tracking.
that's 4 points over. So I think that's 2 levels.
Oh wow!
Bricked it.
I'm very good at perception.
I'm blinded by the torchlight.
So you pick up the trail again, and from then on it's easy to follow because the ground is now nearly there's no underbrush anymore, no grass. You're just now in the depth of this bit of the forest, and above you hardly see any sky between the branches and the crowns of the trees. The trees stand around you like tall columns, twisted columns, and then just very low above your head the branches start, and sometimes you're not sure whether a branch belongs just to one tree or if it's actually grown from one into the other. And sometimes it looks like some of the trees went down into the ground, sprouted again, and down into the ground. It would be, if it weren't these weird trees and the smell in the air, it might actually be a nice place, but like this, it feels unnatural. It almost feels like the trees killed everything else around here. There's no grass, no flowers on the ground, no evergreen, nothing.
No animals.
No animals. There's a strange silence hanging over the landscape.
You know,
Like the Deadlands.
But it's easy to follow in the light of his glow
Draconians.
sphere, his light sphere.
You know, I wanted
The
to
tracks.
come here and see what this place was like for some time, but now that I am here, I must say it's one of the most unpleasant places I've ever been.
Yes, well, it's not great.
A master of understatement, as always.
It's a skill of mine. It says here, Master of Understatement, 7.
Really? It's a skill. What kind of skill? Social?
Yeah, so it's a
Let us
social
hurry
skill.
up and see if we can find your brother.
Time is of the essence. Are we sure we do not want to call his name?
I think we may attract undue attention. I think as long as we've as long as we've got a strong idea of where he was, or is, by following the trail.
I agree, Your Honor.
I'd say we do not call his name unless we actually see him and he hasn't seen us.
Very well. Then let us press on
Yeah.
as we follow this trail.
Or rather, you stumble on, because the ground is very soft, but there are lots of old and gnarled roots breaking it up. And so you have to look down at the trail and at your own feet to not stumble over those. And sometimes you think you glimpse something in between the trees moving, and you stop and you look, but then there's nothing, or maybe it was just a swaying tree branch. And sometimes you swear you saw a face or a limb somewhere over there, but then it's just a weirdly grown tree, or maybe not. Everything just kind of bleeds together, the shadows, the dark trees, the half light that filters through. And then you very, very faintly hear a voice, and you think it's a human voice, just at the furthest range of your hearing. That's going,
Did you hear that?
I think so. Did you hear it too?
I think it's coming from that direction.
Go a bit closer. Is it calling my name?
It might be.
Then
Perhaps your brother is not as cautious as you when it comes to...
how would your brother know
Calling
that
out.
you are coming for him?
Well, that was my question. I mean, maybe he assumes it, or maybe he's seen us already, but...
There are evil things in these woods.
Yes, we know.
Let us not be fooled by them, even
We must
if
investigate.
our loved ones call for us.
We must at least go look.
Let's go look, but advance cautiously. I do not like the sound of this.
I draw my swords.
Okay. You lead the way. Good fellow.
You follow the trail and you follow the sound.
Mm.
It's stopped calling after a few tries. And then the trail ends at something that looks like the ground was ripped up and then just dropped again carelessly. Like something, like a huge plow just went through the woods. The trees are still where they belong. They haven't shifted or anything, but just the roots and the ground have been upheaved in a long trail that passes over. We're on perception.
Something big came through here. Something powerful. Ooh,
Ooh.
wow.
A 1, an 8, and a 10 is...
2 levels of quality.
That's 7 left over.
I fail.
Okay. You
3
spot
levels.
3 levels.
He got 3.
Yeah.
He got 3. You spot something white somewhere in the trees ahead of you, and it's moving, swaying, hard to tell, but you think it's actually a humanoid shape.
Okay. I go towards it.
You slowly go towards it and you make out that it's actually a human up in the crown of a tree.
Mm.
And it seems like it's trying to get away from something, but that somehow it's stuck or tied up there, hard to tell.
Okay.
I'll be over there.
Might that be
Hurry.
Hagen?
Is it? Or is
Do
it
you
too-
want to come even closer?
Someone seems to be in danger. I
Yeah.
break out to a run.
Okay,
Okay, so you're going first.
you're going first. And yes, that's a person, that's a man up there, a young man with red hair and
Bright red.
similar bright red hair and similar features. He very much looks like the other members of his family that you know. And he kind of seems stuck up there. And first you'd say he had a mishap while climbing the tree and that his foot got stuck in some rotten bit of wood, but it almost seems like it's grown closed over his foot.
And he's up in the tree.
He's up in the tray and he's trying to get his foot out of there, and then she looks down at you, and there's a moment where he's completely surprised and then very hopeful and then very, very afraid, and he cries out, "Albrecht! What are you doing here?"
What am I doing here? What are you doing up there like a kitten stuck in a tree? Come down at once!
I believe he is unable to.
I was just poking fun at my little brother. What are you doing?
Watch out!
Your Honor, Ask him a question.
He said, "Watch out!"
Ask him
Draw
a
my
question.
sword.
Ask him a question that only your brother can answer.
What was the name of our first cat?
Miss Puggles.
Was that the name of our first cat?
Yes.
It's definitely him. He came up with that embarrassing name.
I'm looking around to see if
I
there's
was
anything
7.
sneaking up on us while we're
Still old
talking.
enough to know better. He said, "Watch out!"
And what's
I'm
up?
literally just kind of swirling. I've got my sword drawn. I'm looking round for
Yes.
foes.
There's trees and trees and more
Yeah.
trees, and one of them is moving.
What? I stabbed the tree.
The one he's sitting in?
No, it's you stabbed the tree. It's still quite a bit away, and,
Oh, okay.
and first
I
it's
go to
like
stab the tree, but it's too far away.
yes, and then
Ah, thee!
for a moment it's like, and yes, there's a tree swaying. No more. It's actually moving, and you see its roots slowly digging themselves out from the earth, and then coming down in a whip-like motion, and just dragging the thing forward. And it looks like someone tried to make a human shape, or roughly a human shape, and used a tree and just grabbed it and reformed it. And there's a rough shape of a face, some there with an open mouth that bleeds into an opening, and the trunk. And there's a humming and hissing in the air of insects that buzz around it, wasps and flies, and it slowly comes forward, reaching out with long branches that are formed roughly like a claw, grabbing one of the other trees and dragging itself forward.
We're going to need all the help we can get against this creature.
How?
I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay.
You're going to cast a spell.
I am.
It comes creeping and dragging itself towards you, leaving the trail of plowed through ground behind that you already crossed.
Climb down, Your Honor.
I'm stuck!
I shout up to Hagen of Stormrock.
It drove me up this tree, and then the tree moved, and then it grew over my foot. I cannot get out of here.
How high is he up in the tree?
5 yards.
I'm touching Seyfried, and I'm casting Acceleratus.
Good. That
Take
is a
your
spell
time.
that
If we have enough time, because it's only a one action spell. And
that
Yeah,
creature
how-
is moving very slowly.
And it's
How far away is
an
it?
it's an elven. Oh,
It's
it's an elven.
It's an
spell.
elven
Still
spell.
30
I
yards
can't
away.
I can't modify.
30.
30 yards away. So about 30 yards away. So it's going to take 8 more rounds
Okay.
to get to you
In that
if
case,
you don't move.
while he's doing that, because you're casting a spell on
On
Sarfried.
Sarfried.
Sarfried. While he's doing that, I will shoot it with his short bow.
Go ahead. You're
All
just
right, so
barely
it is
ramming the
cast. I got a quality level of 1, so 5 combat rounds.
Well, that's a 4, so yes.
There's these stats. And Seyfried is surrounded by a field that kind of makes him look like he's standing in a heat shimmer, like he's sort of slightly out of phase with the world's time because he's moving faster than the eye can
Yes.
see almost.
My movement is actually doubled, so is my initiative. And I'm drawn to fight with this creature that is advancing to protect Adelbrecht and the Adeptus. So I am a bit indecisive on whether I want
Are you
to
sure?
go headfirst into combat with this tree thing, or if I want to climb up the other tree to save your brother.
Okay.
So I'm going like,
Which looks especially interesting because you're on an accelerator spell, so
exactly.
because you're moving faster than a
accelerated
normal human.
with the
Yes.
accelerators.
Okay.
So I'm obviously waiting for your orders, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Well, I've just shot the tree. I got a 4 on my roll out of 10, so...
Oh, that is good. It's a large creature
Let's see where you
at medium
hit it.
to
Ooh,
far
okay.
range.
This one actually has different symbols.
Yes, that's
Actually, I'll
the
show
die
you.
that is used for things with lots of limbs.
Like a tree.
They look like
or krakens or spiders.
many tentacles.
Yes, lots and lots of tentacles.
That's
Like a
one.
branch.
And you hit one of the branches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And you also have to roll for damage.
What's the damage of a short bow?
1d6 plus 4. At medium range, it's unmodified.
Okay, I'm going to roll my metal dice of doom.
Brump.
2 plus 4, so 6 damage.
6. Okay.
Seyfried, I believe you're the best suited to get the boy out of the tree.
Yes,
So,
I agree.
in
Try
that-
and get him out without hacking any limbs off.
In
Of the tree.
in
No,
that
okay.
case,
Ah!
I will just put one of my swords into the ground. I will take the other one with me and climb up the tree.
Okay, just roll for climbing then. And it's not modified, it's not really hard, it's not really easy. It's slightly slippery, lots of branches.
Then I have 2
That
levels of
looks
quality.
good.
And
So you scamper up the tree like a
and
monkey,
I actually climb twice as fast
as usual. So you just blink and suddenly Tarfreed is up in the tree.
Although I'm wearing chainmail.
It's very impressive.
His brother seems very surprised to suddenly see you up there, and he actually startles and almost drops off, but he can't because his ankle is still stuck in the wood, in the tree. So he ends up in a very uncomfortable position, halfway off the branch, just kind of clinging to it, and with his leg bent around.
So I guess that's at least my action for this round.
Yes. So the next round, the thing is still coming towards you at its top speed, which is not very fast, but it comes towards you and it opens its... Well, the opening that is shaped like a mouth, and there is a huge mass of insects churning in there and then just flowing out with a huge sound.
Oh god.
That doesn't sound good.
Yes, so I'm going to roll a tries to intimidate you.
Ooh.
And you can roll whether you can withstand this.
What would that be?
Willpower.
Willpower.
Yeah.
What's the symbol for that auf Deutsch?
Willenskraft. It should be the last one under the social skills.
Ah!
And yes, it would easily.
Oh! I have Willenskraft 10, so...
And I rolled a 20 on my first attribute check.
Oh, do we all have to make this check?
I think so.
Or just otherwise.
No, everyone.
Everyone. Okay.
So I rolled a 20 on courage, but intuition
Sounds
and
good.
charisma was
That
fine
sounds
with
like
2
good.
and 3, so I passed the check, but only with 1 level of quality. I have willpower 6, but
Okay.
I need to use all 6 points for my courage.
I pass with 4 points left over. I have
So
10.
it's 2 levels
Yeah,
of
2 levels
quality.
of quality.
2 levels
So
of
the only
quality.
one who's actually afraid is you, and you get 1 level of fear for the next 4 rounds, while the insect swarm.
It's not coming back.
So I'm hesitating. Do I take the sword? Do I take the dagger to free Hagen? What shall I do?
Do you want it
I'm
with
afraid.
brute force, or are you trying to pry him free, or?
What seems like the better option?
Well,
Can I use feat of strength with my heavy dagger?
yeah, you can try to just break the wood open, but
What about a
you
headbutt?
risk hurting him that way, or you could try and chip away at it,
There's no time for that.
probably.
He's a member of the House of Stormrock.
Who also needs his feet.
He can take a little bit of pain, so I will hurry up and use feat of strength and my heavy dagger to pry him free.
Okay, next round. We probably should start using initiative
Oh,
as
yeah.
the thing is
I don't
coming
think I got
closer
to
and
be.
closer.
I don't think I get to act last turn. So.
Yes, you can still say, what do you want to do?
No, you cast the spell on
No, that was the turn before.
That was the
Oh,
first
that
That
was
was
the turn.
before we
before we started.
turns.
Working with turns, so
So I would.
do you want to prepare a spell?
I
or
would
cast a
have
spell?
begun in Ignifixius on the last turn, and
Sounds good.
on
The
this
creature's
turn.
made out of wood, usually burn.
It seems like a really good idea at this moment. Yes.
Yeah.
Should we roll initiative then?
So are we rolling initiative? Yeah. How does this work?
Initiative, yes. You've got initiative value.
And it's plus a d6.
Yes, plus a d6.
Okay.
I rolled a 1. I
You've
have
got an,
initiative 15, so I got 16.
Okay.
And I have an 18.
I have a 17.
17. And 18 for the mage.
17 for the noble.
Okay. And the creature is only on a 13. So, the mage is first to go, and you start the last round to prepare your spell.
So it
it's
should
a long
finish
action.
now. Correct? It should
Yeah.
finish now. So I should roll and see how it
Yes,
does.
now roll for
Okay.
your spell.
It's looking pretty good.
And if it doesn't, you still have 1 fate point left.
I do. And Icafixius, I have a 7 skill in that. Oh, yes, that's beautiful. So, Sagacity is 15, so by 3. So I have 4 left over, which is 2 degrees of quality. So same as I did last time
Yes.
with the other critter.
2d6 plus 4.
2d6 plus 4. And I will kind of glare from beneath my hat at this tree. I am Adeptus Draconis. It is a name you shall not soon forget! And unleash my blast of fire. And it does
It's very dramatic
9
fashion.
damage. And I'm assuming he's flammable. And he's on
Yes.
fire.
He's on fire. Very nice.
I'm pretty good today about setting
One of
things on
the
fire.
one of the best features of the effect is actually with the upcoming after the companion, the upcoming
Yes.
rules
Aventurian magic.
expansion for the magic users, Aventurian magic. There's a feature for the Ignifaxius. It works like a special ability that you can use. It's most likely called something like the intensive flame or something like that. And with that, you can increase the probability of setting
Something on
flame.
fire. Yes. And also, this creature seems to be very afraid of fire. It shies back from the flames that you throw towards it, and when they hit, you hear a screeching in the air like wet branches rubbing against each other. It's a very weird sound, and you could swear that the other trees kind of bend away from the fire. And then the thing just stands there and writhes in flames, and there's leaves and bits of branches going up in ashes and flying towards the sky.
I puff on my pipe
And
and
it
look very
stops
satisfied.
for a moment, and actually it's mortally afraid of fire, so now it has 3 levels of fear
Ooh.
because you've set it on fire. And it's
Well, we
burning.
are in pretty good shape then.
Yes, and it slows its advance towards you. The nobleman.
I will take another shot with
With bow.
Salfred's longbow.
So you
Short
probably used your last action to reload?
Yes.
Yes, last round you didn't do anything, so we just...
No, well, last round I shot it, so.
Then you have to
Okay.
reload,
Oh, okay.
unless you have the ability.
I don't
The
think
quick
so.
Quick
load.
load.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But to reload a short bow is just one action, so
Yes.
you can shoot every other round.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I
If
will-
you have the quick
Load, you can
load
shorten it down to a short action.
to
and-
free action, yes, and
Yes.
then you can shoot every combat round.
Okay. No, then I'll just reload.
Okay.
But you can look really
Then it's your
cool.
turn.
while you
Yeah,
do it.
with shaking hands because I have one level of fear. I try with my heavy dagger to pry Hagen's foot free of the bark of the tree with feet of strength.
Mm-hmm.
Or in this case, a strength of feet.
Oh,
And the roll is really good. Although I have a -1 modifier because of the fear, I have 8 points, so 3 levels of success.
oh, nice. You ram the dagger in there, missing his foot by an inch, and then just using it.
All my weight
Yeah.
and the weight of my chain.
And you hear a dry splintering sound as the wood starts to break away. Maybe one more heave like that, and it's going to give way.
Good job, Seyfried.
You're probably not going to notice that, just having set a monster on fire, but
True. I think it. I think it.
You will probably hear me up in the tree making an effort, like. "Rrrr."
yes. The thing has hesitated this round after being hit with fire, and it shakes the upper part of the crown head and seems to kind of come back to its senses, trying to get rid of the flames, throwing bits of wood and flaming debris everywhere around it.
Does it suffer fire damage on its turn?
Yes, oh, you're right. It's
1d3 everywhere. And
Yes.
the time.
So it keeps burning. And you think if it keeps going like this, it might start more forest fires around it because it tries to get rid of the fire and drags its branches along the normal trees, whatever is normal in this woods. Then we start again with the mage.
There's no Smokey the Bear in the dark eye, is there? So
No, there
Okay,
isn't.
good.
No. Remember, kids.
I believe I will hold action. I will wait.
You will wait.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens for the rest of the round? Okay, our nobleman would be ready to
Loose.
loose another area.
I'll use the dark eye dice cup.
Again.
Again, available. at
You'd be very
stores.
good at advertising.
I know, perfect. 4 again.
4. That's
Yeah.
another hit.
Out of 10.
Is it closer now? Maybe in close range. That will result in an extra point of damage.
Oh yes,
Yeah, is it?
it's come closer. You can roll again. What
Oh, what?
bits.
What part I hit?
you're going to hit?
Okay, I'm just going to throw this across the table.
You're going to throw it off the table, you meant.
Well, I was hoping Nico would dive out of his seat and catch it.
We have another one.
just put it anywhere.
We've got 2 sets of these.
There you go.
And in these sets
And
you
these
have
are branch again.
yes. In these sets you have 3, 4 for four-limbed
branch.
animals, 2 for dragons and things like that.
Instead of the left branch, he hits the right branch.
3 for humanoids, 1 for an amoeba, and 1 for multi-limbed things. So you hit another branch.
Yeah.
There's another dry cracking sound. And then you've got a burning arrow stuck in the tree. 4
6 damage again.
for 6 damage again. Okay.
It's exactly the same as last round.
I'm having deja vu.
You're
you
bracketing
can
it.
spend fate points to re-roll d6s rolled for damage. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Per d6.
Yeah, but you can only re-roll 1d6. So you,
Okay. Another feat of strength roll from you.
That's fine.
that is an 11, 13, and 11.
Woo!
That's 3 levels of quality again.
That should do it.
There's a crack and breaking, and then you lever free a huge piece of wood that splinters away, and then you can pull the foot of his brother out of there, who then just is dangling from the branch by his arms, and you feel the wood giving way slowly because you've basically cut open, sawed off the branch you're standing on.